first left my corporate job and started to change my life. And that's why I call the topic of today, Change Your Rules, Change Your Life, because I didn't get always, that wasn't always the spiel about who I was. So I take a lot of pride. I'm really honored to be here. This is an amazing organization. Great speech this morning. Interesting parallels between what Michelle was saying and a couple things I'm going to say. A couple little action steps for you guys. What should you do now? I like what you said. I'm with it. I'm on board with you. Write down your rules, right? There's something really amazing that happens when we make things third dimensional, right? I would deal with a lot of business owners who say, don't worry, I have the business plan. It's all in my head. You're laughing, you own a company, right? You know this world. Yeah, same thing here. Write it down, make it real. Share, why am I up here? Not down there, right? And the reality is because I actually did this. Me 4 years ago, rewind, this was not me. I was probably one of the most miserable, unhappy, angry, frustrated people walking the planet. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Talk to anybody that knew me back then, they would have told you those things, right? The world was happening to me, for me. I was in a shitty job that I didn't like. Even though I was making lots of money, that didn't matter. My relationships were not where I wanted them to be. I was living in an apartment on ground level with dark and just bad, right? Not good, not happy. Not happy with any single part of my life, right? And so every day I woke up with this bad attitude. Myself into a pattern, right? Back to this, because the reality was I hated my job. I mean, it was a good job, don't get me wrong. I was making a lot of money, I had an expense account, a nice car, and all the stuff that the outside world's rules say you should want. I had all those things, but I was miserable. Michelle was talking, you're either going up or you're going down. Like, to me, you're either growing or you're dying. And I was dying, and that's pretty scary for someone in their early 20s to already be dying, right? And that's why now, 3 years later, right? You know, Pink? 3 years later. 3 years later, I own 3 companies. I just signed a deal to take some ownership in a 4th company. I have a $25 million book of business, of which I'm the direct advisor to. $25 million worth of business that exists in North America. Phone me. I know, I'm still kind of like, wow. To find out, how do we make more money? How do we grow our business? What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? How can we do more of that? Right? That's pretty profound from, I hate my job, I hate my life is shit, and I'm never going to amount to anything. But it's okay, because my dad died. Right? Like, those are 2 really different worlds, and I think it's just, it's a personal story, but I think it's kind of amazing to think that in 3 years you can go from that to this. And so I encourage all of you, no matter what, there's always a chance for the wake-up call, right? And you might have been pressing snooze, and you might not even, this might not even be relevant for you today. This might not even happen to you till later. It might never happen to you. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, just know that there's an opportunity in it for you. If you are willing to take 100% responsibility for what you're going to do about it now, no matter what happens to you, you can always change your life. Come on in. You guys missed all the good stuff, so now it's all bad from here on in. So brand is a conversation that people have about when you're not in the room. And when we think about personal brand, we're talking about what people are saying about you when you're not in the room. Not just your company or your job or whatever, but what they're saying about you. And when I think about making something, I think about the creative process, like actually doing something about it, making or creating your brand, which is what the whole theme of today is about. It really comes down to actions. Right? You can think about and read about and dream about, and those are all really important things. But at the end of the day, the mark that you leave, which is all of tomorrow, is based on all the actions that you take, which ends up becoming your personal brand. What people say about you when you're not there. Anybody know Jack Canfield? Chicken Soup for the Soul co-author, right? Big public speaker, awesome speaker. I went to a workshop of his a few years ago, and then we got to go to this special VIP thing. And he stands up and he says, "Let me guess, you had a shitty childhood." And I'm thinking, how the hell does he know that? There's like 25 of us in this room, and he pegged me. And then I realized, no. His point is the next thing he says, which is, what the fuck are you going to do about it now? And that's what I mean about taking 100% responsibility for your life. Little clue for you. How do you know if people have crossed your boundary? Any ideas?
You get mad?
You get mad. Who said that? Yes. That's exactly what happened. You get mad, right? Emotional reaction. So it's just, I only bring that up because it's a good clue. Because for a lot of people, this is new, like rules and boundaries. I don't know. Do I have rules and boundaries? I don't know. How you know if somebody has crossed your boundary is you get pissed off. Ask anytime. So don't have to wait till questions at the end. If you have something, you want to clarify something, or you want to ask something, just go ahead and ask, right? This is where you begin. And then, of course, change your rules, right? Because that's how you can change your life.